Welcome to Hoop With Us On, Season 3, Episode 19, where we watch Top Hooker, Season 1, Episode 4. I'm Chris Lorenz.
I'm Noah Singer.
This is James.
Moxie. It's like Mahi Mahi.
Oh,
I was confused for a second there.
I needed to explain.
I thought you were going to have a better one. I feel like you did a better one in the warm-up.
No.
Damn it.
So
Straight Max.
we had to do the show because I brought it up a couple times recently.
I feel like I also brought it up.
Yeah.
Like multiple people have been bringing this up.
I don't understand why, but we did. So here it is.
Everyone's bringing it up.
We're real deep on like fishing shows now.
Max.
All right.
got
Real deep.
Wow.
Oh.
Guys, I
Can
got
we mute Noah's mic? We
Oh,
gotta
boy.
mute him.
There we
Penalty
go.
mute. Can we penalty mute?
guys, I gotta reel this in, okay?
No. Can we mute him, Chris? I don't think he has to read
Mute
that.
both.
Animal
Hit the
Planet.
buttons.
Animal Planet takes the bait in its first foray into a competition reality series, pitting 10 top anglers against one another in wild, unprecedented fishing challenges. The contestants, 8 men and 2 women, have varied skills such as deep-sea fishing, bow fishing, fly fishing, and surf casting, but they'll need to be creative to avoid elimination in the challenges that include capturing fish using only their mouths, zip line fishing, catching fish nearly invisible to the naked eye, and literally walking on water while reeling in their catches. Oh, also the overall champion wins $30,000 and a new truck. All right.
You forgot the most important stake of all here, which is you get to call yourself
Top
Hooker.
You definitely need the moniker. That's why you're on the show.
I can't believe they don't get branded with Top Hooker.
I can very well believe it.
We brand you Top Hooker Season 1 champion.
There's
Literally.
like an Animal Planet logo too.
Yeah,
It's
literally.
a real disaster.
We also paint the car with Top Hooker.
Dude, that would be the fucking worst. Like you win this new Silverado,
And it's Top Hooker all
Top
over.
Hooker all
Top
over.
Hooker.
I mean, you just be like, I don't want to pay the taxes and be done with it.
So
man.
that said, like they actually have some fun with the title of the show.
Obviously,
The episodes, like the first one is called "The World's Oldest Profession."
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. And Gotta Catch the Smallest, I think is the episode.
Yeah,
that
something
we-
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's America's Top
So,
Hooker.
James, what is the show?
oh man, I didn't think I was getting called on for this. This show, where to begin? It's a bunch of these fisher men and women, and they do some amount of competitions, which I don't know.
James,
It's all
I'll
over
help
the
you,
place.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah.
over the place.
James,
They,
it
they,
is-
they go fishing.
That's
It
it.
is a competition reality show about fishing.
That's all it is.
That's
Like
what it
there's
is.
nothing more.
There's nothing
That's
more.
That's it.
There's a lot less.
There's a lot less.
I wouldn't
That's-
say it's
that's all
about
it is.
fishing. No. It's a fishing competition reality show. Like, it's not a competition about fishing. They actually are going fishing in each of the competitions.
I was gonna go down the hole of what is the difference, and I don't
just
care.
don't care
I'm just
either.
moving
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fishing,
Whatever.
Yeah. No, there is a difference. But
They're
but
definitely
but
fishing.
It's
Okay,
semantically
whatever.
correct.
But like, yeah,
But it's also,
that's what
like-
the show is. Like, it's just a bunch of these people, and they're
I
doing a
think
bunch of crazy fishing
The
competitions.
biggest difference, I think, when you say it's a fishing competition versus what they actually do,
Sure.
is it's like all different types of fishing.
Right.
It has nothing to do with like actually just like going out with a nice fishing rod, grabbing some beers, and being out on like a boat. It's like all these like crazy kinds of fishing.
But an important element is that they come back to the campsite at the end of the day and drink beers.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
So it's kinda like that.
Yeah, I mean, but like,
It's not a fishing competition like the sport show, because that's a thing that's on TV that also we should come back to, because that also blows my mind. But like people watch this stuff. Like people watch like these bash
yeah. Well, this
competitions
reality
and
show
whatever.
didn't last very long, so
No, they're casting season 2.
no,
it
they're
said.
not.
No, that was-
that's
That
a
was
lie.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
This aired in 2013.
Oh yeah.
If they were gonna make season 2, I think they would have done it by now.
Some say they're still casting.
Yeah.
James,
Always be casting.
they're waiting for you.
Oh my
Always
God.
be casting.
Yeah. And they
It's
had
a
about
casting joke.
They had 1 million viewers per episode, which is not bad. Think about it. Animal Planet, random
What's
reality
like their
show.
viewership in general like you can't just throw that number out without me expect
So
past that.
this is 2014. So I don't know what the bases are, but like I think like primetime shows now only get a couple million.
Oh, really?
Now again, it's an apples to orange comparison.
Well,
Yeah.
still the challenge only gets like 1 million. So like,
You're telling me there's the same number? Well, I mean, I also can't believe the number. Like, I feel like our demographic is skewed a bit here because we all got hooked on that crazy show. But like, we never would have watched it if it were not for this podcast.
all right, we're moving on. We're not talking about this right now. We're
I
talking
wanna
about
talk
Top
about
Hooker.
Top Hooker.
Top hooking.
So
Tell me
in
about
the
top
episode
hooking.
we watched episode 4. No real reason.
Great title.
There's 7 people still on in the competition. The first competition was some sort of bow and arrow
fishing.
bow fishing.
Bowfish.
I really had my
Competition.
eyes open to all the sorts of weird, cool fishing there is.
So they had a bunch of fake fish just like on some sort of weird contraption that people shot bows at, and the person that didn't shoot the fish in like 10 shots essentially got sent to sudden death, and then when you lost, you got sent to the elimination challenge. Then there was a team competition between 2 teams, so you could catch the smallest fish.
Three
there
teams?
was 2
Two
teams.
Two teams of three.
Two
teams
teams
of
of 3.
three.
Oh, you're right.
And they had an hour. They were using like bamboo fishing and really like small wire like lines. It was kind of interesting. Losing team ended up going in the elimination challenge, so there was 4 people on the elimination challenge. I don't know why. Whatever.
I was fine with it.
Moving on.
We're moving on.
Yeah.
Then the elimination challenge was people fishing blindfolded, and whoever caught the least amount of fish, they're out of there.
Out.
They go
Sent home. Pack up your beers and rod and get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
No truck for you.
And that was the show.
That was
Yeah.
the show. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of like not competition side camera work of getting people's reaction between competitions or like the
There was
private
definitely
booth.
some confessionals.
I disagree.
Confessionals, yeah.
There was a bunch of confessionals.
And there was a bunch of
I
drama
think there's a lot.
between our favorite character, Kevin,
Oh, yeah.
and his swagger.
Kevin Swag.
Kevin.
There was
and his
definitely
swagger.
multiple confessionals during the competition, before them, after them.
I
Yeah,
agree.
but still, they fit 3 separate like
Oh,
challenges.
the show
in
was moving.
One
There was
episode.
there was no like extra drama. There was, I
Yes.
mean, there was a little,
Right.
but there wasn't like
That's right.
we're not talking the challenge level drama here.
Yeah.
Would you say they weren't fishing for drama?
I just winked at James.
a
You
solid
make a
wink
comment
for a
about
fact.
muting me. I'm gonna pull that wire
No,
out of you.
now you got to mute him.
I am more forgiving. I would say though, it's kind of funny. So there's so little drama on the show that when one of the guys who had to pick his team for the bamboo rod challenge,
That was one thing we didn't talk about. Well, I mean, we're talking about the minutia here. It's like the
Yeah.
winner of the one challenge gets to pick the whole team for the next challenge.
Yep.
Seems a little unfair.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's that crazy.
I don't know, man. Like if it's in this, I feel like they're not immediately obvious who's better, who's worse.
I think it should be like you have 2 team captains and the person you won gets first pick.
Yeah, that's the normal way to do it.
Yeah.
But this time there was just one team captain, and he got to choose both teams.
It's whatever. I mean, other shows have also done the whole you pick your team thing.
I don't
So
know.
it's not that foreign to me. I don't
Yeah.
know. Seems
But-
fine.
So I just
I
want to make
didn't
sure
like
I close this out.
Yeah.
So there's so little drama on the show that when the one captain says, I got to choose these other 2 guys to be in my team to be an alliance, the host just thinks, oh, we got alliances now. We've never seen that before.
Episode 4, guys. Episode 4.
we
Yeah.
gotta break down this host.
Yeah, so let me bring you a little bit to some internet
Yeah.
corner on the host.
Well, firstly, like, how would you describe this host before we go deep?
I wouldn't be shocked if he was in the KKK. That's how I would describe the
Oh
host.
man!
Wow, that is- I wasn't going there.
I
That's
had a completely different take. He
Yeah.
was very unmemorable.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna be like. How do I describe this dude? He's just a dude. Like
That's how I
He likes
describe most
fishing.
people in the KKK. Unmemorable.
unmemorable.
Do
man.
not care about them.
Wow. Okay. Well, I wasn't going there.
All right, we can't.
I'm gonna throw it out here. So when I saw this guy, maybe it's the facial hair, or maybe I've seen an episode of Home Improvement lately, but he really reminds me of Al Bundy.
Al Bundy or Al Borland?
Al-
Oh, that
Borland.
one. Shit. That should be a fine. Well,
Bum,
messed that
bum,
name
Oh,
up.
ba-dum.
there's the explicit tag right there, James.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, But yeah, Al Borland from Tim the Toolman Taylor's assistant.
Yeah,
This
it's
guy
like
just
dual
really-
time Al Bundy. What?
So I can see him being a mix between Al Borland and Louis.
He definitely has more of the
Yeah.
Louis like hairstyle.
Yeah,
Who's Louis?
I forgot his last
Louis
name.
Louis C.K.
No, not Louis C.K. The guy with the whiny voice.
Louis from what?
The big.
Gilbert
Big guy.
Gottfried.
It's not Gilbert Gottfried. He has a. So Louis had a TV. He had a cartoon TV show.
Oh, I do know who you're talking about now.
Yeah, I don't know his.
Oh,
You can't just say Louis. That's like being like, yeah, you know Ralph.
No.
The guy where
you
he's
talking
a shark
about?
and he doesn't get no respect.
I know exactly
Not
who you're
Rodney
talking about
Dangerfield.
now.
Louis. I'll look him up.
It doesn't matter.
You gotta
It
wait
doesn't
for
matter.
Noah's internet corner.
No one definitely
Tell
needs to go
us
into
somebody-
the
Louis
corner.
Anderson.
That's
Do-
it. Yeah.
No one knows who. Yeah, he just went by Louis. But anyway,
Tell me more about this host.
so the host is Reno Collier. His real profession, though, he's actually a stand-up comedian, which did not come through on the show at
Dude's
all.
a comedian.
Yeah, like
Dude was horrible.
Dude, we gotta go
Ooh.
see him.
We gotta go
Dude,
see
that's
him.
gotta be just horrendous.
We gotta go.
I hope
unclear
he's
if
better.
he's still on tour.
I
But-
can't imagine.
But he opened up for Larry the Cable Guy when he was touring.
Oh my god.
He has his own Comedy Central Presents special, and he was in the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, The Next Generation. So for some parts of the country or some people, I think he's probably a known person.
Oh man, we gotta watch it.
Do you have a sharper sense of humor than a fifth grader?
And fun fact,
is he that host?
No.
You could have told me that. I totally would have
he,
believed it.
he is not Jeff Foxworthy. Jeff
I gotta see a
Foxworthy
photo now.
Was no, they look quite different.
Okay.
Foxworthy's pretty famous. Anyway,
That show can't still be on the TV
yeah.
again.
Reno Collier also hosted another reality TV show back in 2009. He hosted The Great American Road Trip
Who
on
you're
NBC.
talking about? Like you're just going on naming a bunch of people that
All
are
right,
in shows.
No, he's talking about Reno Collier.
Reno Collier.
Well, what has what relation to this host?
Is he
He's the host.
related-
He
That's
is
this
the host.
guy.
Yeah, that's this guy.
Yeah,
Reno.
Is he
That's-
related to Dave Coulier?
That's Collier.
Oh, that's
not
Coulier. Yeah,
Oh,
it's a Collier.
Wait, which Coulier?
Dave Coulier.
Dave-
Is he related to LL Coulier?
Oh, zinger!
Man,
that was pretty
a lot
creative.
of dad jokes in this pod.
That was
Should
very
we rename our
creative.
podcast?
If you guys have any more fish puns, let me know.
Oh,
God. Oh, my
Oh, all right.
So anyways, this
I'm
host-
really cracking
That's,
myself
we're
up.
reeling it. We're reeling in it, Max. So Noah, how would you describe this host? Unmemorable guy. You wanted to talk about the host, I think.
he's
We-
extremely unmemorable. Usually a reality TV show host is either like a TJ where he's like laying down the law pretty strict and holding people in order, or they're just so over the top. They're bringing some interesting flavor to the show.
Where do you put Ludacris on that scale?
He's at the ludicrous point because he's ludicrous. He defines his own scale,
I don't-
but obviously he's over the top.
Like, I think he was a fine host.
He was not very well.
He was fine. He was.
adequate.
He wasn't.
He was okay.
He didn't
Adequate.
detract from the show,
That's fair.
which
That's
is like we've seen that.
Who's
He
the
doesn't
other-
get in the way of the show. He's just there.
So
Yeah.
who's on the other end of the TJ scale? If the scale is from
Michael
0
Vick.
to TJ, who?
Michael Vick.
Vic, yeah, he was the
Mike
worst
Vick.
host.
What show was that?
Challenge Stars thing.
Oh
or
God,
Champs
All-Stars
versus or
Challenge.
whatever.
Oh,
Yeah, it was terrible.
yuck.
It was really bad.
The host of the Big Brother, those people that like are overly excited whenever they cut back into the camera.
Oh,
They're pretty bad.
You're right. Okay. All right. So from Big Brother to TJ.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if TJ's the pinnacle.
TJ's the pinnacle. Get the fuck out of here. Shut up.
We're moving on. I don't really care about this host.
Yeah.
First challenge, where they're doing this crossbow thing. Not crossbow, bow and arrow. Kevin walks up.
Kevin looks like a
He's like
forgotten
this
Baldwin.
biggest douche you've ever met. He walks up super confident to this thing because he's like, oh, I do this all the time. He does win the challenge with 4 shots.
He sure does.
He's talking big game. Though.
he talks a big game.
He should have gotten it first shot.
He expected to get a first shot.
Then he's got the swagger the whole rest of this episode, and I'm not sure he has the swagger the whole season or not.
I hope that's just his shtick.
It seems like a shtick.
Yeah. Like I hope that's just
That
guys.
you just
that's
hate
how he
him
talks.
because he's a douche.
I don't hate him. I actually think he's one of the better people in the show.
I don't like him.
I think it's
He
cool
reminds
that
me
he
of
has a
like high
character.
school where he's just like.
I think he's
douche
supposed to be the
nozzle.
guy that you don't like on the show.
Yeah.
And I think we should get into this a little bit because I think that
What?
all of
This-
the people on the show are very stereotypical. Like they were definitely chosen to represent like a demographic or a type of person.
I don't know. Each person
Seemed
had
like
a specialty fishing skill. Like that was like their actual reason, right?
Sure, if you believe that.
I mean,
Fair. Yeah, I mean
I don't know.
that's what was told to us.
Right. Like that's what
Yes.
some words on a screen said.
Yes, I believe those words.
I don't know if that one woman was a professional free diver or not.
Yeah, I trust the TV.
Yeah. Anyways, so there's one female.
So we digress.
There's a Hawaiian dude.
Yeah,
There's
Chris.
Burly Kevin.
Kevin, big guy.
Big guy.
There's Long Island's.
Long,
Long Island
Island.
There's a black guy.
Deep,
And,
Deepsa.
Two other unforgettable people.
No, they are forgettable.
Oh yeah, sorry, you're right. Forgettable.
Yeah.
Very, very forgettable because like
two
clearly
unforgettable people. I can't,
can't remember them. Anyways, they were there.
Yeah, we feel bad that we don't know their names,
I don't.
but
Well, to be fair, there were only like 3 to 4 like real character types on the show. A lot of them, they're just were not memorable.
Oh, it was Patrick.
Yep.
That guy.
Yeah,
If we only forget one, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did all right.
it's not a big loss. But Kevin comes out. He talks a big game, but he was able to cash a check.
First place, baby.
You know, so yeah, not that I like him, but he's able to show up. So you know what?
all right. No,
So-
thanks.
I have a question.
Hit me.
Why do we think they used mechanical fish for this?
Because like, on
I
one
know
hand, on one hand, I would say like actually like hitting a fish might be a little too like murdery for Animal Planet, but they also see like lions just taking down shit.
Oh
so-
yeah, Animal
Nothing to do with the
Planet
murder
shows some
part.
stuff.
No
Well,
way.
I think
No way.
the real reason I think is just because if you're actually going out bow fishing, like that's like a multi-hour thing, and they did this challenge in like 20 minutes. Like it's just the logistics of it. We're like, okay, guys, if they wanted to do a real challenge, like okay, go out and like bow fish.
Right.
Reasonable request, but like that's not like something they can do within an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's all about getting it done. Like when you saw the mechanical fish, they're floating near the surface of the water,
Yeah.
so you can actually aim the bow and arrow. When you're doing any other fishing event, those fish are not visible,
Oh yeah.
right? So it's purely just
Well,
that you need
I
to
don't
aim.
think
These
all
just
the
kind
other
of like
fishing events
like
are
to
that.
level the playing field, so that's like just kind of a fair.
Well,
fair
like bow
competition.
fishing is a thing, so like and spear fishing, you have to be able to see the fish to do that.
Yeah.
but probably not. I guess not in the setup they had.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is like the setup for
Yeah.
bow fishing and spear fishing and like those kind of events. They take time and patience, and like
Yeah,
then you need to
Yeah.
set up in like the right environment, and they're just not gonna have that. So like,
yeah.
Yeah. And it seems like it's a pretty hard thing to do. Like those mechanical fish weren't really swimming a whole lot, and people were still struggling with it.
Yeah.
So gotta imagine if it was like real fish, it'd just be like a freaking disaster.
It would take forever.
Totally.
Makes sense.
I think it would, something you need to practice for a bit. I think
Yeah,
Okay, that's fair.
just
And
like
then,
I think spearfishing, you'd also have to practice a bunch.
I'd imagine.
So Kevin wins. Who came in last?
Jeef.
Jeef?
Jifa,
Chifa.
Jiza, Jifa, Jifa.
You guys just making up fucking names now. You're
No,
definitely
his
messing
name
with
is
me.
Jifa.
Is
So-
DFIZA.
There was definitely an ADR line where like the host, what's his name?
Albany.
Reno.
Reno.
Reno
Caillou.
like explains the rules, and there's an ADR line like if none of you hit it in 10, then it goes to
Sudden death.
sudden death. And I'm like, they definitely didn't explain that at the time.
Bum 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 bum.
You had 10 shots. A bunch of people got it on like the 10th one,
Yeah.
which was impressive. Like,
Yeah.
you know, get that stress getting to the 10th one, but no one was really good at it. There were like 2 people
Yeah.
No.
that got it before like 9.
Yep.
So I don't know if there's any other minutia to really talk about.
Yeah. So then there's the second thing. That's it, really. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's not like a ton really in
Yeah.
that one that was interesting.
It was a pretty boring show.
Well, I mean, the only thing that was, I guess, interesting about the second one was like it was some Japanese art form of fishing that's like very prestigious to like catch the smallest fish, which
Well-
was the name of this episode.
Yeah.
And that was like
It's
okay, I
interesting.
suppose. Like
Yeah.
they were kind of fishing with these like bamboo like thin lines things.
The idea
One
being,
dude got pissy at the other guy for stepping in the water and scaring the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was about it.
Oh, wait, we got to talk about the scale.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
well,
I mean, I don't
yeah,
know.
Sure.
Yeah.
So the two teams, they will have, after the end of this challenge, they have 3 fish, 1 for each player, and they sort of talk among themselves to figure out who has the smallest fish, which will represent their team. So they put, both teams put their fish on a scale, and it becomes very clear that this scale is not really accurate enough for the job. It's like 0.4 grams for one team and 0.6 grams for another team. If they were like close, what the fuck would they do?
Yeah.
There's only 1 decimal point on that scale.
No, so they say like, wow, only you guys were so close, only 0.2 grams away. I'm like, yeah, a 50% difference.
Well, it could have been 0.49 versus like 0.60.
We'll never know.
1/100th of a gram. Man, that's light.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
they needed something better than like
I feel like they need
an
one more
Amazon
decimal point.
Basics.
Yeah.
So I thought Chris was pretty memorable in this challenge.
Oh,
So like Chris
Hawaiian
was
guy.
like, he would catch this fish. He'd be like, oh, I got the small one. I won this competition already. Oh,
He's playing
and
mind
like
games.
he caught another one and he said the same thing.
He was definitely the most annoying.
And-
I actually started to dislike him by
And
the end
then
of the show.
Kevin was getting so annoyed. Like all the confessionals for this whole second challenge was like, God damn that Chris. He's trying to get he's playing mind games.
He knew what he was doing. I started out liking Chris in the show, but then like by the end, I just had enough of him.
I enjoyed the fact that there were some characters on the show. I don't know if I didn't really like Kevin, but the other people I don't think really made a big impression.
At least they were like differentiated, right? Like that's kind of what I appreciated.
What I don't understand is why this was a team competition.
Oh,
Just like
Zero clue.
all 6 challengers in this competition had their smallest catch. And then they out of each team just picked the smallest of the small ones they caught. And like why not just have the 2-person elimination like a normal and this is just single elimination thing. Like
dude, I'm with you. I have no idea why this was a team thing. Like the only thing I was saying, and I said this at the time, I think, which is like this should just be combined weight then. Like your judge is a team.
Yeah.
Like
definitely should have been combined weight instead of
yeah.
the smallest.
Yeah, I mean the only thing is it makes the elimination round a little more interesting rather than 1v1. Like,
Yeah,
it's-
I mean, for the elimination they chose, I think it was more useful to have the
Yeah, obviously,
the 4 people, but like,
Yeah,
So
that's
then
all
the
I minutia
elimination
for the second one.
was the crazy catfish thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
which is like, all right, you're blindfolded, throw this line in this catfish farm, and there's just a shitload of fish, and they
Yeah.
got to get it on shore.
And,
And like I don't know if there was anything like super interesting while it's happening. Like some people were struggling, some people were doing
No.
all right.
well, it was
Yeah.
Melanie is the woman's name, right?
Correct.
Melanie was like,
She was good.
well, the thing
Yeah.
was like, you had to get the fish. You were blindfolded, so like you like put your bait on, you cast. You put your bait on with your
Yeah.
eyes open,
Right.
Then you close them, then you cast, then you bring the fish to the shore.
Yeah.
But like Melanie was just bringing it to like the edge of the shore. Everyone else was like putting it on the shore, and like this really screwed over whoever. What was the guy's name that got eliminated?
Greg? Craig?
Yeah.
Greg or
Yeah.
Craig?
Greg. No, you're
Something
right.
like that.
Greg.
Greg.
Yeah.
Like he lost like 2 pretty big fish because he couldn't get them above like onto the shore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas like Melanie just like, oh, it's on the shore. It's
I don't
right
know.
here.
I
think she might have
was
just had a
fine.
good spot where that was kind of like
Yeah.
like her shore was like actually not like above a lip like
Yeah.
everyone else's.
I think it was more like sloped like a beach style where
Yeah.
she was.
I don't know, like
Definitely
like
advantageous.
Reno had to yell like, "Oh, it hit!" for them to pull off the mask. So that's if anything's on Reno, it's not on Melanie.
Oh, it's definitely not the contestant's fault. It's definitely I think. The
I mean,
host was
yeah,
a
the
little
contestant's
biased.
not like critiquing the other people when they're like blindfolded. They have no idea what other people are doing.
I know, but you're like, this isn't a Melanie issue. If anything, it's a Reno issue for saying like
It's definitely
oh,
the show and the host or whoever was judging it. Like,
yeah.
100% on them. I'm not blaming
Well,
anything on the competition here.
I mean, I don't really want to say this, but I'm going to. It seemed
it.
like a sexist kind of thing. Like, I feel like
Noah's eyes got huge.
I think it was racist.
like Reno is like the only woman in the competition. You know, it seemed like
Reno, the
giving her a
host,
break
is the
like-
only woman in the
Melanie's
woman
the
in the
only woman.
competition.
right. So right now,
No,
you said
Melanie.
Reno.
oh well,
Melanie.
Melanie is. You know, Reno is giving the only woman in the competition a break.
Yeah.
So
I think the one thing that is interesting, this competition lasted 2 hours. Now they obviously edited it down. This is a 40-minute show, but I think a lot of these fishing competitions, they're just standing there for so long.
Like-
Oh, no doubt.
yeah, it sounds like torture. Being blindfolded, standing there for like 20 minutes waiting for a catch.
it's so bad.
So
I didn't even think about that.
one of
That's
the
a good
dudes
point.
like sits down like cross-legged and is just like kind of chooses like I gotta get really low center of gravity, gotta feel the vibrations and feel the fish. And another dude just
Oh.
puts the rod right between his legs on his crotch
Oh, he
to try to feel the fish.
he is pulling this like fish. Like the rod's right up his crotch. Like he
yeah.
better be wearing a cup or something. Like he's
was-
like just ramming right in there. Like I am so confused.
It was really up there, and he was really ripping on it too, just like tugging and like putting a lot of force into getting those fish out of the waters.
I think that we're definitely gonna have that as our.
Oh yeah, probably
Picture.
should, probably should.
So hopefully we get to see it. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I really want to know, is that like a common way to fish? Like I've never seen anybody really do that.
Have you not watched any fishing competitions, James?
I mean, I've seen gone fishing, but I've never seen anyone put the rod like way up in there like that.
It seems risky.
Can you elaborate? Like, what do you think's gonna happen?
What's risky?
Like you get a little ball tap, like
Yeah,
No.
obviously you're ramming a pole up near your crotch. Like obviously you're risking getting hurt, but like
yeah, that's what I mean. That's just not going to feel good.
It's a leverage thing. I think it's weird but fine.
I don't think your
Like-
thigh muscles aren't like able to be activated that way.
Maybe yours aren't.
Mine
You're not a top
you
hooker. Noah.
haven't-
to like squeeze a pole in between my legs. No,
Only
a
a top hooker can squeeze that pole like that.
clearly.
What if you had like sort of a what are the things baseball players use to
A cup?
A cup,
I
but
think
like
Noah
it had a
knows
little like pivot in it,
spots?
like a little spot for you to put your pole.
Oh, I do think that is a thing.
I mean, the
I'm
jock
basing
strap
this
has
on the
that.
movie Jaws,
Okay.
where they had the giant rods and they had like the harnesses, and they like strap the pole into the harness. I don't know
Yeah.
that it's necessarily in their like crotch,
No,
but like it's
definitely
close. I think it's
not.
like to like their
Well,
waistband.
I mean, if you think of like the flag holder, like people in parades,
yeah,
the thing you put the flagpole in,
Yeah.
That's
It's
similar
kinda
to that.
similar
Yeah.
yeah. Or you can just turn a cup the other way around. It has like that nice little banana hammock thing.
Moving
on.
All right. I was gonna try to let you guys
I'm-
finish your
I'm trying
conversation.
to help you out here,
Nah.
Max. You know, the cup was out of left field.
I get
so,
it. I get it.
Yeah.
I feel like they really like. Are all the people that were in Jaws like they still alive and stuff? Like I have no idea.
All of them probably not.
Like at least some of them.
Yeah,
Jaws
I
Of
mean,
course,
died.
some of them. Yeah.
I feel
Movie
like we
was-
got to get one of them to be the host of this show. Though that'd be far more interesting.
I mean, Steven
You mean
Spielberg
you just want it to be
directed
Shark Week?
I mean, Shark Week's a bonus, but like I just feel like you get like a Jaws guy to be like top hooker fisherman.
like
then I
Richard
tune in.
Dreyfuss.
I don't know. This host just like doesn't do it for me.
I don't know if there's any host that's gonna do the show for you. Okay, James, it's not gonna happen. This
What about-
show is just like, to be honest, the show is somewhat entertaining. It's just like, whatever. Like that's all I have to say about it.
Might it be ratings time?
I think so.
Wait, what about the host was Lawrence Fishburne?
Oh, because
All right, I'm gonna start this off. I'm gonna go middle third. It's not offensive. It's not like super boring. and it was mildly entertaining. So
that
it's
all
real
it is?
tales.
I like that. It's like it wasn't offensive. All right.
Nobody was offended in the making of this show.
Hey man, have you seen that Celebrity Apprentice episode?
Oof.
Well, there you go. And when I
What?
say that, I just mean it wasn't like didn't offend me in terms of how boring it was. Like I wasn't just like turn this off immediately because I'm
Yeah.
so bored.
Who did they offend in the Celebrity Apprentice?
Everyone.
It was unwatchable.
Wow. Wow.
You should watch it.
Okay.
It was one of the worst wastes of my time I've ever made with my life.
Sounds like an appealing thing to watch.
All right, no, give it to me.
With you on middle of the third, that the middle, yeah, just middle third. The reason being, the actual nuances of fishing were kind of interesting. Like the Japanese thing, like you have to catch the littlest fish. The bow and arrows they use are pretty badass. The show was pretty quick. If you're trying to watch it now, there's a lot of commercials, so watch out on that.
Like if we had a way to watch this without commercials, definitely better.
Amazon Planet, no, Animal Planet Premium.
Yeah, AP plus. So yeah, like this show is definitely watchable. Like the minutia of fishing, I think is interesting, at least to such a naive fisherman person like me. So yeah, right in the middle.
Middle third, bottom of the middle. It was fine. Whatever.
All right, James,
Yeah,
give it
it's
to
fair.
me.
I'm gonna go with Max in this one. I'm gonna put it in the middle, but the bottom of the middle.
Oh, man,
While some of the elements of the fishing stuff is kind of different, kind of whatever, it starts to feel very whatever very quick, and I don't really know that like. There's nothing that keeps me coming really back to this show. Like it was fine to watch as a one-off. But that's kind of it. Like I got my fill of it. I could talk about the show now, be like, "Hey, you ever see that Top Hooker show?" That's about all the show gives you.
Do they? Oh, go ahead.
I think that like this is the quintessential competition. Like it's just a competition. They have very clearly defined what you're competing, what
There's
they're
rules.
like.
The
Every
rules are
like,
known.
So that's why I think we brought it up a couple times because it's like when we're getting these shows that are just a straight competition. Like this is like such a clear example of what it is,
Yeah.
and like it's done well. As I like kind of like shrug my shoulders, but like that doesn't mean anything.
But I think you're onto something there, which is like I feel like we often knock shows for not laying out the rules as clear or being like too far from the competition, i.e. the challenge, right? Like we initially judged that thing on like, hey, no, the competition rules should be clear and all that. But I wonder that if you did that, you just end up with like Top Hooker and you just end up with a bunch of these dudes doing a gladiator thing. You're like, well, this is kind of boring, right?
Some sort of bromans.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like Bromans was very laid out rules, but like that show was very blah in the end because like once you get over the appeal of the Roman like take on it, it's kind of like it's just like a bunch of these dudes in like a whatever competition that you don't really care about.
Yeah, I mean, this is reality TV, James. Like,
Yeah, one benefit to the show, thinking back on it, it is shocking they do not have one of those talking fish on the show.
Oh my god, that'd be so dumb. I'm so
Yeah,
glad that,
But,
that
like-
would be,
that would have been terrible.
But this show is so prime to somehow do that.
No.
I
They
do
don't have
kind
the
of-
budget for that.
Okay, Chris, imagine one of those talking fish is like, here's your next challenge, and it's like the voice of Olmec.
What if they just replace the host with a talking fish?
I mean, he kind of
think it'd
looks
be
like
worse.
That might
He's
be
okay.
a good pod question. Would this show be better with Olmec?
Yes.
would the show be better if they were naked?
No.
Oh no!
Fishing naked.
I actually
Maybe.
think the drama of that would be interesting, but there is not much
Like,
more appeal.
I'm
to
You
it.
kinda-
think Crotch Guy's doing the same move? He's naked.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
exactly. Yeah.
You mean I gotta get in this water naked? I catch this fish naked? It's all they're gonna say throughout this whole competition. Is it blurred or not blurred, James?
It's
Me and
definitely
you-
blurred. It's
okay.
Animal Planet.
Man, so many more puns. Did he bite your tackle?
There's
All right,
definitely
really
a lot
mute
more of
him
that.
now, James. James,
Yeah,
mute
we
him.
gotta.
Just mute him.
Oh man. Yeah. I don't know.
And can't believe you guys don't like the dad jokes. There's zingers.
We're out on the dad jokes right now.
Yeah,
Sorry.
man.
I don't know. Is there anything like? I think that's it with
I
the
think
show.
that's it.
I don't.
All right.
That's it.
What else do
Uh,
you want to talk about?
So, couple of us were watching while we're waiting for some other people to show up. We watched some sort of World of Dance. We watched like half an episode of World of Dance.
Do describe. I missed this.
Bunch of people danced.
Like, this is why we're talking about it now, because we can't have a whole full episode on this because there's not a lot to talk about. It's like, just like they have dance troops. They spend like 10 minutes teeing up a dance troop. Dance troop gets to go on for like a minute. And then you get to see another 10 minutes of,
Judgment.
There you see like a couple minutes of Judgment, and then another 10 minutes up of another group. And, when we were fast forwarding to like just the dancing, I kind of enjoyed it. It was
Yeah.
like to see people like do these like choreographed crazy dances,
Yeah, that seems cool.
and like I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy like the teeing up, of like this is where they're from, this is their story. I just like want to see people dance.
Just
World
wants to see
of
people
Dance
dance.
Kai.
World of Dance Kai, the Kai cut of World of Dance.
TCL just wants to see some dancing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we watched.
That's why we go to
like,
Portland's.
Great dancers.
great dancers of Portland. Definitely recommend. Yeah, we watched like some people from India dance. They were really good. Like,
Oh, shocker.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, no, Indian people know how to dance. This is known.
and we saw some couple dance, and I was like, I'm just not that interested. Compared to like 5 people dancing in unison, like 2 people having a choreographed dance, I feel like it's ballroom dance. It's just like not that exciting.
Yeah.
Like they didn't do any like crazy like flips or moves or anything. That was just
Yeah.
like, it was a
10
good dance, but it wasn't like anything that I thought was like as impressive.
I feel like this is why like I can't watch like Dancing with the Stars or anything because it's always just like
2 people.
2 people. And, like it's just not super interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
whereas like if you have some big choreographed thing, like I can get into that. That's it seems like that's like you're seeing a Broadway show at some point or something. You know what I mean? Like there's like all these good examples.
Then we saw this one crew from LA that had like 20 people, like so many people, and they were like called S Crew or something.
S rank.
S rank, and they had S rank all over their their jacket, like
Their
S rank
custom
on the
jacket.
front, S rank on like sleeves, S rank on the back. And I was like, come on, guys, like, okay, I get you want to have S rank on your stuff, but
A little much.
you went a little overboard. So
Gotcha.
went a little minutia in World of Dance.
Yeah, I did like the judges. They had J Lo and 2 other people, and the judges were like a good level of animated that it added to the show and not distracted from the show.
Like we watched half an episode here, and
Yeah.
3 of them dancers were really, really good. Like
They're excellent.
they were getting like 95s or like average or whatever.
Yeah, no, they were amazing.
So, like-
all of them really good.
Where's the William Hung of this group, of this show? Do you
I don't
think
know if
there's a
that's
William Hung?
That's not possible with dancing.
So you just like, oh, you got a 97, you're like out. You didn't make the 98 cut.
Yeah, I don't think so. Like the only way I can think of that being possible with dancing is someone having like a really good 2-step. Right?
No, I'm
Or-
just like,
or, like, some
I'm just
really
thinking this
smooth,
competition. Like we watched like the qualifiers. So like
Oh,
these
did we?
people are just
I
like
don't know.
qualifying for the actual competition. So like
yeah, who knows?
you gotta like, there's got to be some way to kick these people off. I don't
Yeah.
know how they do it.
Who knows?
Maybe it's America's vote, like the least interesting way to kick people off of like
yeah, the
reality
vote thing
TV.
is never.
It's a mystery.
Yeah, I feel like it's a way to get people to like engage, but it's just not super interesting to watch that way. I feel like.
Especially
Well,
if
you
you're on
gotta
the West
watch
Coast.
2 nights.
Right, then you
Like-
gotta come back and
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
it's too
But-
much. Too much.
Yeah, definitely. Like I
But-
like watching these shows like on like late night, like when I'm browsing Twitter or Facebook. Like they'll have like clips from like America's Got Talent, and like there's like 4 or 5 minutes, like just like the perfect, like all right, let's see
Yeah.
what this person's got.
But James, you're the jury. You decide
You
Oh,
are the
man.
jury.
if who should be kicked off. Who shouldn't
R.I.P.
be.
you, the jury.
Man, the jury. What
Yeah.
a show.
Actually, they're making a sequel to it where Bono and his friends are the jury. It's called U2, the jury.
Oh, buddy.
Okay.
Is anyone
Do
watching?
we have to end this pod now? Like what the hell? Just like
That was a rough one.
Yeah. Is anyone watching any of these? If I think if Rob were here, you'd probably be. I'm not. I'm just curious if anyone's watching like Bachelor in Paradise or any of these other shows that are
think
kind of
so.
on now. Is anyone hooked into anything?
I am watching one show,
What are you watching?
Floribama Shore.
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
pregnant?
Oh,
yeah.
man.
We did tease Max at the beginning of this pod.
So spoilers for episode 8 of Floribama Shore. I definitely recommend watching Floribama Shore, but
Dude,
like
season 2 is
Just-
good.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
a good season.
the first 2 episodes definitely weren't good.
The first 2 start off on a bit of a sour note, and it's a little too hostile. But I think they hit stride. I think you're right. Probably like 3 and on, they really
3,
start to hit
yeah,
stride.
yeah.
It's pretty good. People calm down. They form.
I
and
don't
then
know if
they
they've
go
calmed.
away. You know?
I don't think they've calmed down. There's
But they
just
figure
less
out that
like
right degree.
drama between them.
Yeah.
Like there's less anger. I think.
Right. It's the anger thing. It's like it becomes a little less like hostile anger towards your roommates,
Okay.
which is good. Like the first 1 or
Yeah.
2 was like it was just Courtney was a little bit too pissed at like the roommates.
Yeah,
They
for
just
no
need to
reason.
calm down.
So speaking of who's pregnant,
Courtney.
Courtney might be pregnant.
Oh.
Courtney.
I feel
might
like
be.
they're just
I think they're
playing
playing
it
it
up.
up.
I
It's
don't-
definitely playing it up.
Define might be.
So she took her pregnancy test, and there's like there may or may not be a faint line to say that she's
No,
pregnant.
she's
or
not.
Yeah, so I'm saying she wasn't, but like they're teeing it up to be like, oh, I don't know.
Which it's actually pretty fucking wild that you never really see that on a reality show, right? Pregnancy scares.
Yeah, there's definitely a pregnancy scare on this one.
and she's
and
like
a whole
looks
situation
pretty
with the
ill.
boyfriend. Well, so there's another like thing that's been going on this season, which is like everyone in the house has gotten sick. Literally everyone has
Well,
gotten
what do
like
you expect
extremely
her to
sick.
just go blackout drunk every day?
I agree. I mean, Amy is a little bit of a hypochondriac and has gone to the hospital for like excessive drinking. Like she's a little bit out of
That's
control.
true. Multiple people have gone to the hospital
Right.
just for being dehydrated.
They're just
from
like,
drinking.
you have a hangover. Like you need an
Wow.
IV is what you need, and like you need to stop drinking for like a couple days.
Sure.
I mean, probably longer,
Yeah.
but we know realistically we're just going to tell you a couple
Yeah.
days because you're on this MTV drinking show.
I have heard that any amount of alcohol can be
Oh my
dangerous.
God.
We're not bringing that up. Get out of here.
Shocker. Anyways, yeah. So like some of those like that, but like people have legit just like there's like some kind of bug or cold or flu or something that's just going around, and it's because like these 8 people or whatever it is. Yeah, I think 8 people are all just live in this house and are all pretty gross and filthy people.
There's
not meaning
only,
like them
like-
physically, just like they don't really clean up after themselves, and there's this stuff everywhere. One like Courtney just every night just spits in a cup and leaves it on the dresser table.
Why?
And like has a bunch of rags and snot tissues piled up.
People
and, like
pee in a
people are
cab.
peeing all over the place, peeing in cabs. It like
I might have
throwing
to
up
watch this.
everywhere. Oh my god! The last episode, Kirk just he
Oh,
eats a
yeah,
bunch
yeah.
of chicken wings at this bar, and then drinks a bunch of drinks, and then of course, as he says per his words, I'm not going to turn down a free shot. So the bartender brings him over like this insane looking shot, drinks the shot, and it's
Instantly.
like, oh, it's like, and like, you're not looking so good there, Curdy boy, are you? And he just starts going to the bathroom, can't make it, and just yaks all over the wall. It's a disaster.
Kurt
no.
is a disaster this season.
He's getting so
He's
drunk.
like- There's drunk people that I hate that needs to get into a fight. So annoying.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
He definitely started some drama in the house. I was like, just like,
They've all like have been stirring the drama pot
yeah.
for sure.
But it was like somebody was upset at Kurt. Kurt was like, "Yeah, I did it." Like,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
just like
Oh
Kurt
my
wasn't
God, that
upset about
was,
it. And I was like,
Candace. Candace is driving me up a fucking wall this season though. She's way too annoying. Like she's got to calm down.
all right.
Anyways, we're
I
going-
think
we're
that's
going way
enough
off.
minutia
Yeah.
of
We'll come
Florida
back.
Shore.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, season's a hell of a ride.
All right.
I would like to plug another show I've been watching, which is I think really good. It's called Magic for Humans. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
It's a magic show. It's like man on the street magic.
Oh yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
think I've
guy's
heard
name
some
is
people talk about this, yeah.
Justin Woolman.
Mhm.
It's just so damn good.
Like good like the tricks and the magic is very well.
the tricks
or-
are fucking incredible.
Okay.
Right,
Well,
and like there's always that bit of skepticism because like it's a TV show.
Right. That's
and-
exactly what I was gonna say. Is like,
Yeah.
but you don't get that vibe when you watch this. Like you feel like it's an actual thing happening.
I feel
I-
like it would be a bullshit show if there were any like tricks.
Yeah, but you say it like it hasn't been done before.
Right, like there's a part of me that wants to believe because like they even bring it up on the show. It's like someone says, "Oh, I always thought those magic TV shows were like just cutting and whatnot."
Yeah.
And there's also the credibility, but part of magic is actually lying,
Yeah.
right? And so hard to believe, but it's
Well, but like
Great
I know it's
magic.
deception, but like it feels less impressive if you're deceiving me over TV, where like you could literally deceive me with anything.
Yeah.
Like you control every pixel I see.
The tricks are so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, and
Do you like magic in general, Chris, or just not on TV?
I don't know. I don't really like magic, and I'm like certainly magic on TV, where I'm like, well, I'm certainly gonna believe that trick's real.
I mean,
like.
none of it's real.
Yeah.
It's way more impressive in
What do you
person.
mean, real life? Like, if I go to see Penn and Teller or whatever, I'm gonna be super impressed by what they do.
But it's still
because
magic.
it's an illusion, but I can't see like my disbelief of the illusion is like not really existent because it's just like they're on stage. I can see what they're doing. So, but like when it's on camera, I don't know what they took away. I don't know what's screen. I don't know what's right behind the camera. Like,
Especially on an
that
edited
isn't-
TV
like,
show.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
digging
Yeah.
the show at all. I'm just like magic, especially like I've seen the behind the scenes on like the making the Statue of Liberty disappear, and it's just like, yeah, I mean it's a camera trick. Like what do you want? Like it's not like
I doubt that's what the show is, but I haven't watched it, and I wouldn't.
no,
know.
I don't think it is either. But that's why like I saw it come up on Netflix, and I'm like,
That's what
I'm just too skeptical. I'm too conspiracy theorist minded to like
Yeah.
watch magic on TV.
That's always the doubt in your head, right?
Like
That
if it-
said, like I think that show on Fox like 20 years ago ruined us all
yeah, the
Oh, what
secrets
show was
behind
that?
magic or
because they covered the Statue of Liberty trick in that show.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it weird that when Chris mentioned the Statue of Liberty trick, I just thought of the end of Men in Black?
Yes, that is weird.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
I don't remember
I want
don't
to
even remember
plug
end of
the
Men in
current season of Terrace House. It's very good.
Ooh.
Is this the Japanese or the English one?
Japanese.
Okay.
There is no English terrace.
I thought somebody
There was one that was in Hawaii, so like
Hmm.
when they're at their jobs, they're speaking English. This one is in sort of snowboard country, Japan. There's like a real villain. It's great.
Is
There's
that
So-
Hokkaido or it's in the north, right?
It's called Karuizawa.
Ooh.
It's northern part of the main islands.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
So in this show, is it still going on? Like, so are they? Can they still snowboard in the middle of the summer? Like,
I don't think so. I'm only through part 2. Part 3 is out. Part 4 is not out.
Wait.
So I think right now it's like February and where I'm up to.
okay,
Oh, but February is still winter in Japan, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
I'm just
not
saying,
a
like,
Hunter Mountain kind of situation.
Like the last episode I saw, they were like hanging out in an igloo.
Wait, an igloo? They
Yeah,
built an igloo?
They made
That's
an
great.
igloo outside their
I
terrace
really want to
house.
hang out in an igloo.
Have you ever?
No, I've never been in an actual
Oh.
igloo.
I made igloos as a kid. It was great.
Yeah, see, like this isn't a thing when you grow up in Florida.
Yeah, you're missing out.
You build like a
I
sandcastle.
mean,
maybe.
I grew up in Pennsylvania. I didn't make any.
Yeah, I grew up
Right.
in New York. Igloos, we have made them. It was rare.
How do you make it? Like I don't even know.
So,
yeah.
there's two ways. You can sort of make ice bricks. That way is for fucking idiots. The real way to do it is you find a big chunk of ice from like somebody who plowed a street, and
Okay.
you dig into it and you make a little hidey hole.
Oh, okay. So that's
Yeah.
not the like impressive igloo. That's just the I dug a hole. in
That's
this
the
piece
way
of
for
ice.
idiots, James.
Yeah.
The idiots make the ice blocks and make the igloo. Okay.
Yeah,
You just dug an ice cave.
Yeah,
yeah. That's what
Does
it
an
is.
ice cave count as an igloo?
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like igloo in my mind. I feel like I need the structure. You know, it's like an ice tent.
Having tried to do both, the block
Making an ice block
No.
sounds really hard.
Oh yeah.
it's a pain in the ass. Like I have plastic things that make like ice blocks, and it's just it takes forever.
Okay.
It's not worth.
I mean,
it.
it's got to be snowing for a long time. Like, it's got to be cold outside for a long time, or like you have to have a lot of the blocks.
Yeah.
So you have to make them either all at once, or it's got to
Right.
be cold enough where you can make a set and then like get them out and then make another set, make another like without them all melting. Like
Yeah.
in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, it just doesn't get
It's not cold
that
long
cold
enough.
for like it does get cold, but like
For sustained amounts of time, right? Like
it's a lot of
maybe if you're up in
effort.
like Alaska or northern parts of Canada or something.
I don't
you
think
could
I've ever
definitely do
had
it. You
an-
just need to get those blocks, like where are those blocks coming from?
Oh, whatever.
Anyways,
One
igloos.
thing though, you know how they do sister cities
Yeah.
Like Chicago might be a sister city with someplace in France or Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing you see on Wikipedia.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think the commentators of Terrace House would make us a sister podcast?
No.
Not at all.
No.
I've been watching Better Call Saul. Real good. This season's real good.
Better Call
We're
Saul.
really cranking on Noah today.
Fuck
And
all
he
of
deserved
you.
every piece of it.
No.
Tell
I'm
me
just
about,
moving the podcast along.
Yeah,
I don't know what
about
you want
Better
from
Call
me.
Saul.
You know, I
I talked
appreciate
about it
moving.
that length, I think, last
Yeah.
week. So
Yeah.
I'm pimping it
It
again.
remains good.
Remains good.
Did you say you're pimping it again?
Yeah.
Because it's Top Hooker
He's
Show.
pimping. Oh,
Well,
more bad top hooker jokes.
I'm pretty happy with my Top Hooker jokes.
all right. Anyone else have any other shows they want to mention?
I don't regret anything I say.
All right. Well, you can find us on Facebook.com/Who Put This On. You can find us on Twitter @Who Put This On. Email us questions and suggestions at whoputthison@gmail.com. Please rate us on iTunes, and we'll see you guys next time.